To be a Christian in America is not very hard. When you think about the kinds of things that we would label as persecution in America, the kinds of things that I can imagine that a Vietnamese Christian would long for, or a Chinese Christian, or a North Korean Christian, or maybe a Middle Eastern Christian, places in the world where there is real persecution, where lives are at stake in the church, where some Christians are being beheaded, where the church has gone underground and meeting in secret. Persecution in America is not even the same thing. And when you have Christianity existing in our country and it's easy to be a Christian, you have what's called nominal Christianity. Nominal Christianity is kind of a version of Christianity, or a version of religion, I guess is probably more accurate, where people say they're one thing, but they may or may not really be that thing. So that someone may say, I'm a Christian, but it's a cultural thing. It's a moral thing. It's not a relationship with Jesus Christ kind of thing. And so there's no evidence in their life. There's no fruit in their life. And Jesus talks a lot about good fruit and bad fruit, good trees and bad trees. And he says, you'll know them by your fruits. Well, there's a parable in Matthew chapter 21 of two sons, where a father comes to his two sons and he asks them to go work in his vineyard. And he has two sons with two different reactions. One son says he doesn't think he'll go, but later changes his mind and goes and works. The other son says, I will go, but he never shows up. He says he's going to be a worker, but he doesn't prove that he will be a worker because he never does any work. That's the nominal Christian. The previous son, while he may not have originally agreed to the idea, finally showed up. He actually came. He actually fulfilled what he said he would do. And the parable of the two sons is such a good contrast of what so many of us see in American Christianity. You see some people who just aren't able or willing, or they're hostile, or they're apathetic about following Christ. And there's a place for them, unfortunately, in this parable. There's a number of times where Jesus says things like, I never knew you, even though you thought you were close to me, even though you did good things. There's a relationship that's missing. So on Sunday at Wichita Bible Church, we're going to look a little bit at this parable of two sons, and we're going to talk about the two categories that we often see in our world, and we're going to examine ourselves, and we're going to talk about faith working and what it means to have a living, active faith. And we are going to ask some questions about how to examine yourself and how to verify whether you know the Lord Jesus Christ or not, and which of the two categories you are in. So I'd encourage you, Wichita Bible Church and others, to be thinking about those who you are concerned about for their salvation, who may be deceived about their salvation, who you want to see come to Christ. Maybe invite them to join us on our live stream, 9:30 a.m. this Sunday. And if they can't do it with you in person, encourage them to do it from their own homes. We're going to have a great time worshiping the Lord together. We're going to be singing like we always do. We're going to be studying. We're going to be praying. We're going to be thinking of each other, obviously. This is another live stream, so just yet another Sunday in which we are not able to get together. But God has not changed, and he has not moved, and we're going to worship him for the God who he is. So look forward to, I guess it's kind of weird to say it this way, I look forward to being seen on Sunday. I'll be praying for you, pray for me, pray for those who are live streaming and putting this thing together for the edification of the saints. And we'll look forward to worshiping the Lord this Sunday. Hope you all have a great Friday.